Welcome to Blood Spurt video number 1. This is Joe Freeland from cohort 16 using the May 2011 version of UDK on June the 5th. If you haven't already, download the blood textures from the SMU server, and then once you have, click import. Find the folder where you save them, and select both open. For the package, name it Blood Spurt. Okay, for both. Now, to make the material, right click, create new material. Okay. Now I got the new blank one, double click it to open. Now, control left click to open it, and we also need vertex color so that the colors of the texture actually show up in UDK, and multiply, which increases the effects of other expressions, and it's the most convenient one to plug into. Connect texture into A, vertex into B, and blood doesn't glow, so we'll connect it to diffuse. And there's our blood, but we don't want the black background showing up, so red channel into opacity, turn blend mode into translucent, and we'll exit out to save. Click yes, or otherwise the changes won't apply. Now, with the material still selected, right click an empty space and click new particle. Name it Blood Spurt Part, or you can name it whatever you want. Takes a second for it to open. Now, unlike in the lightning tutorial, the blood spurt actually does first go through the view mode so you can actually see it. And there's our blood. The blood spurt actually does use the required module or any changes. Use local space, which basically means it knows where it is in the actual game mode, and use legacy emitter time. This is basically calculate time from the second the particle is created. Change the duration to 2, and we want this to be a 1 shot. If it's set to 0, it'll just keep flowing like it is. You have to put in a number for it to be a certain amount of times, so we'll click 1 since it's 1 shot. Now we can head into spawn. We don't want a steady stream, which is what the constant under rate is. So change the 20 to 0. And now we can't see blood because 0 blood's coming out. What we want is for the blood to come out in bursts. So we'll use the green add to get a burst. Expand 0 and change count to 4. So 4 blood particles come out at a time. At a maximum, the minimum is -1. And we want these to pop out over 0.05 seconds. In lifetime, 3.5 is what we want for max, and 2 for min. Longer than the standard particle, but still not too long. Just enough time for it to fly through the air. Under initial size, just go with 2 for all of them. And now the blood is a lot tinier, but when I start to tell in here, it's more close to the blood that'll come out of a person. Next, velocity. This is where we decide how fast it'll go come shooting out. And blood pumping out of some guy's neck. That's going to be pretty fast. So 500 for max X, 450 for Y, and 240 for Z. We don't want the blood falling up so much, which is why it's slower. Change the minimums to 50 for X and Y, and then 220 for Z. Curve over life, we can leave. Size by life. Size by life comes with 2 points, but for this we need 5. So underneath the green thing that we click a lot, click this button, which will add in new points, and keep going till this goes to 5. Do this before you start putting in numbers for this, because otherwise you might end up putting the wrong numbers in the wrong point. The end value for 0 is 0.01. Out is 6.8 for X. Y and Z say 0. Go down to 0.1, which has an end value of 0.3. Out value of 6.2. And again, for this one we do, that's with the tangents, negative 9.1 for the X above tangents. And tangents help start shooting it off to the side, which is what we want. Open up 2. 0.6 going in. For 0.8 coming out X-wise. Open up 3. 0.7 going in. 1.3 coming out. And we're using just X because we only want to shoot out in one direction and off to the side. And then the last point for 1 goes in, so we leave that. 0.3 comes out. Then for tangents, both the arrive and leave tangents have an X of negative 7.2. Change the lock axis to XYZ. Now they'll start pumping out faster this way. We have enough time to add one more. Right click in the empty area to add a module. Go to rotation, initial rotation, and then this is how much the blood can spin around. And we want the max to be a full circle, so go 360. That's about what we have time for this time. In the next video we'll finish this particle and add another blood particle to it too. That'll increase the effect.